How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We just got back a huge PSA return. I think the order came out to a total of over $600. Don't even remember what I sent them. I am super excited to see the grades that we got. Let's go ahead and find out what we got back from PSA. Looks like we got two boxes here. So it looks like we have 37 cards to go through, and this PSA order was a total of $600. We have a lot of cards to go through, so let's go through this very quickly. We're going to use Squirtle as the grade saver. Find out what we submitted. Starting off with first edition Gengar Holo. Got a 6, PSA 6 of Gengar first edition. This is probably because of the whitening, but because it was first edition and it's Gengar, we wanted to get it graded. Dark Charizard non-holo from Team Rocket. This is a Charizard card, and we always recommend Charizards to get graded, especially if they're vintage. PSA 4. Once again, whitening on the bottom. Looks like we got a Japanese card here. We got Lugia V-Star in a PSA 10. Very nice. Another Japanese card, Flareon V Full Art from EV Heroes. PSA 10. Very nice. We got an Espeon from Japanese Neo. Looks like we got a swirl right there. Got a 9. Wow. Very nice. I'm actually very happy about that. I haven't seen one of these in a while, but we were able to pick this up at a show, and it looked pretty clean, as you guys can tell on the back. Some Espeon Japanese vintage cards. Very nice. Aerodactyl first edition non-holo in an 8. Aerodactyl first edition holo in a 5. I think this is just the first edition, and we wanted to get it graded. As you can tell, some whitening on the edges. Aerodactyl, this is the pre-release version in a 4. Once again, pretty beat up, as you can tell. I remember I actually got a bunch of these back in the day when I first played the game, but that's a PSA 4. Muck Holo first edition, PSA 8. Back to the Japanese cards. This is the Mew VMAX, the gold version, in a PSA 10. Very nice. Erica's Vileplume Holo first edition in a 6. Once again, whitening around the edges. A little blemish right there, but because it is first edition, we wanted to get it slabbed. First edition Zapdos. This is a lot of vintage in this submission. In a PSA 8. This is non-holo. Kabutops first edition holo in a PSA 8. Can't really complain about that. I don't think we're expecting any of our first editions or vintage cards to go as a 10, but if we did, that'd be very nice. If we get 9s, even better. Jolteon first edition. This is a PSA 2. I think we knew this was going to be a very low grade, as you can tell. It's just a very beat up card. But because it is first edition and it is a evolution, oh my gosh, look at that corner. Because they are evolutions, first edition, really can't complain. PSA 2. Looks like we got a Japanese vintage card, and I can already see off the edges a lot of wear right there. This is a Dark Charizard Japanese holo. I'm excited to see what we got on this. PSA 5. Not to be surprised, but it is a vintage Charizard, and it is slabbed now. It looks like we got a swirl right there too. Very cool. A more modern Japanese card. This is Candice. This is the secret rare in a 10. Very nice. Modern Japanese Pokemon cards, grading very high as usual. All right, we're going through our second batch of cards. Squirtle's doing a really good job. We're going to keep him on board. Pikachu first edition from Jungle. PSA 7. Eevee first edition from Team Rocket. PSA 7. Vaporeon first edition from Jungle non-holo. PSA 4. Once again, I think this is one of the cards that we knew, yeah, you can tell from the edging, that wasn't going to grade very high, but because it is vintage and in first edition as an evolution, we thought we might as well get it slabbed. First edition Venomoth Holo, PSA 5. I can already tell off the bat this has whitening on the edges. Pikachu First Edition Jungle, PSA 4. Ooh, a Radiant Charizard from V-Star Universe, Japanese, PSA 10. Very nice. Scyther First Edition from Jungle, PSA 5. I think it's because of the whitening on the edges, but once again, First Edition, vintage, really wanted to get it slabbed. Ooh, Charizard from Expedition, PSA 4. A lot of edge wear, and this is even bent, which I think we already knew about that, but because it is a Charizard, we wanted to get it slabbed, especially since it's an e-reader card. Nidoking Shadowless. Ooh, this is even better. From base set, PSA 4. I think this is to be expected. Yes, a lot of edge wear, but because it was shadowless and a holo, we wanted to get it graded. Mr. Mime Holo First Edition. I can already tell off the bat there's a lot of scratches on this holo. PSA 4. Looks like there's a ton of edge wear, but once again, it's vintage and we want to get it slabbed, especially since it's first edition. Dark Vileplume First Edition. A lot of scratches already on the holo. PSA 7, not too bad. Ooh, Charizard G Level X. This is a promo card. PSA 5. Charizard the Radiant Collection. This is a PSA 3. A lot of edge wear, as you can tell. Ton of edge wear, but it is a Charizard nonetheless. Gengar First Edition from Fossil Non-Holo, PSA 5. Some edge wear. Raichu First Edition from Fossil. This is the non-holo version. PSA 8. Not bad. First Edition Ditto from Fossil. This is a PSA 5. A lot of edge wear, as you can tell. Got a Japanese vintage card here. Ooh, this is the Charizard Neo Promo Reverse Holo. PSA 5. Edge wear on the top. Dark Machamp First Edition. There's a swirl right there, as you guys can see. PSA 6. Some edge wear around the corners, as you guys can tell. Another vintage Japanese card. Ooh, Jolteon from Jungle Holo. PSA 9. Wow, very nice. It's a very clean card. I'm actually very happy about that. Sweet. Got a Dragonite First Edition. I believe this is from a lot that was packed fresh. PSA 8 still. Oh, looks like we have something on the edges here. Looks like we have somewhere on the edges there. Dragonite First Edition in a PSA 8. And the last card looks like a vintage Japanese card. This is a Dark Charizard Holo and a PSA 9. Wow, that is a very nice grade. I am pretty happy with that. Charizard from Team Rocket Holo. And all right, that's everything we got from our submission. This is one of the bigger submissions that we sent in for $600. I think for the most part it was mostly vintage stuff that we got, and I know the grades aren't amazing, but the only thing that we actually had to pay for was the grading. I believe all the cards that were submitted in this lot were already paid for via trades, or we had come up on different deals, so we were just paying for the submissions of the grades, which is $600. So I think overall, I think we did really well. I think the only 10s that we got were Japanese cards, which is not surprising. They're modern Japanese cards, which have really good printing. I'm actually really excited about some of the 9s that we got in vintage cards. And of course, I'm just happy that we got some first edition vintage cards graded. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the content of this reveal. We have 2 more submissions that we're waiting for. I expect them to be returned in about a month. We sent them a month from these last 2 submissions of my little bros and mine, but look forward to that content. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see all of you guys in the next video.